Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy September. Happy Leaders Retreat Contest. Happy Pumpkin Spice Lean. Happy all the things. I want to start by shouting out, since this is a call about doing the right things with the people that you get. I want to shout these people out who are doing the right things with the people that they're getting. So we have people on a 1-month streak. So this means they had a level 1 rank up in August, these people. And these people are on a 2-month streak, meaning that for 2 months in a row, they have had a level 1 hit a new rank. So congrats to these developers who are on a 2-month streak. Way to go. Very impressive. And I hope to see you keep your streak going. Okay. So today we're talking about doing the right things with the people that you get. So who has questions about doing the right things with the people that you get? Let's talk about it.
I'm just sad that y'all just missed that epic bubble that I blew.
I was trying to get my camera out and take a picture, and then it popped. Like, what is wrong with Christina's face?
I have a question. That y'all did miss the bubble, just so you know. Hold tight, I might do it again. But Britt, when you have somebody that says that they want to work the business, and then you sense a reluctance to take action. This is not a situation that I'm having with a level 1 currently, but it is a situation that I hear my leaders have with level 1s often. And they'll have somebody, they'll say, she's excited to work the business. And then I will check in 2 or 3 days later and say, hey, I know you mentioned you had so-and-so who's interested in the business. How's that going? Tell me about the action that she's in. And it's almost always, well, she's still getting into the mentorship, or she's still, but there's not actually any action taking place other than consumption. So what would you tell level 1s, or what would you tell sponsors? What are they supposed to be doing when someone's in kind of that phase of making the decision? Because what I notice a lot of the times is my leaders will say, oh, she's interested in the business, she's ready to do this, when in actuality, that person hasn't made a decision yet. They're still open to the business. They have not decided, I'm going to do this. So how do you get your leaders to understand to like read the room and don't overly be excited, and then also help somebody move from open to the business to I'm doing this?
Great question. I've actually been having a lot of conversation about this very thing this week as well. And Terry, I see you're in the chat saying Carissa developed a silver. And Carissa, congratulations on your silver. I'm so sorry you're not on here. Were you on the
She's on the 1 week streak. Yeah, she's on the 1 week.
I might have missed it. I can't see.
Okay.
I
Well, then apologize, Terry.
I'm sorry, my bad.
I'm totally kidding. But still congratulations, Carissa. Okay. And Angela, was she on the 1-month streak? There was a 1-month streak and there's a 2-month streak. Angela is missing. Angela, you developed a new level 1 rank up. You had a level 1 hit a new rank. All right. Anybody else missing from this? Because I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna have it fixed. My assistant made this. So I didn't.
And they're working on a system to not let people slide through the cracks. Just know when Christy sits down to do this every week and every month, y'all, it is quite the tedious process, because we're a high recruiting and high development team. So there's a lot of things to check through. So she appreciates our patience as we are figuring this out.
Yeah. All right.
It's because of it being end of month. What does that mean, Angela? It hasn't updated in there? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry, I couldn't find my mute. Yeah, I think it's just because of the way it lies. She was in the 30-day bracket of fast start, but because it went between 2 months, it like didn't show up yet because they're still not finished with the commissions finalizing. So you may not have seen it there, but she did hit it, and I verified it in my back office. Anyway, not important.
Okay. Yeah, it is important. It's very important, and it's impressive. So congratulations, Angela. Okay, so the question is getting people to take action. All right. So the first thing is, if somebody is, did you say something, Christina?
I just said it's a 2-part question. How do you help your leaders have realistic Like, so they don't jump the gun. Like, how do we keep leaders recognizing? Because a lot of the times what I'll see is someone's open to the business, and that's great. And that excitement will make them hear she's ready to take action. She's working the business. When really what that person said is, yeah, I mean, I think I might want to do this. And then it's like, okay, now they're building. And it's like, well, actually they're not. Like they're not taking any action yet. So how do you see that happen or no?
Yeah.
Where people like, okay, that's what, so two part, as the sponsor, how do you know when someone really is actually ready to take action? And then let's say they are ready. It's not just a jumping the gun on our part. And then we notice that they maybe take a little action and stop or whatever.
Yeah. I think if you know, how do you know somebody's ready to take action? They'll usually say, what do I need to do? Usually. And then, or they'll take the action. Like you'll be in conversation about it and like, it's clear that they're ready to take action. And then you give them the first step and they take the first step. As far as getting people to take action, when they don't, well, let me back up. In order for someone to be willing to take the action, they have to have several things in place. First of all, they have to have a reason to take the action. The action is uncomfortable that they're going to have to take. They're going to face rejection. They're going to have to be willing to put themselves out there. That's what we call it, but it's like feels vulnerable, right? They're going to have to take uncomfortable action. In order to do that, they got to have a reason to do that. So they need a why. Even if the why is get my products paid for. Like it doesn't have to be a diamond why, but they have to have a why. And they need to know what they're going to do with that. You know, if they get their products paid for or hold on, somebody's unmuted. I don't know why. I don't know why every single time I hit the participants button now, it shows up like this whole big screen instead of just showing up the little box. It's weird. Anyway. What was I saying?
They have to have a reason to take the action.
They gotta have a reason to take the action. So if they're, let's just say they want $300, they want to make that $300 by getting 3 people. Then I mean, you need to be clear as the sponsor on like, what does the $300 mean to you? What are you going to do with the $300? Like you got to help them be solid in their reason for taking action. Okay. So that's the first thing that this person needs in order to take action. The second thing that they need is all their objections overcome, because every single person has limiting beliefs. So they need a why, they need a reason to take uncomfortable action, and then they need their objections overcome. Because even if they have a solid reason to do it, I bet you they got 10 times more reasons not to do it than they do to do it. Okay. So in the beginning, a new person, their belief is just very shaky. Like that, even if you're great at casting vision, it doesn't necessarily believe that they have the mindset of thinking like, oh shoot, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going after that. Oh, if they can do it, I can do it. Very few people have those thoughts. I would say Christina and Katie Wiggins, the end of the list. Like everybody else is like, what will people think of me? Can I actually do it? What, I don't know. Like, I don't think people are actually going to be able to afford this. All my friends are broke. Susie's selling the same thing I am. They'll probably just go join her. Like everybody has limiting beliefs. And so you got to be asking good questions to draw out what their limiting beliefs are. Because when we say limiting beliefs, I mean limiting their action. Their beliefs are limiting the action they're going to take. So those are the 2 things that you got to get good at to get people to take uncomfortable action. They need a solid why, and they need their objections overcome. And the way to overcome people's objections is through asking good questions. The way to determine what somebody's why is ask good questions. And I know everybody on here is thinking right now, how do you know what questions to ask? Valid question. How did you know what question to ask right then? Because I know y'all thinking that question in your mind. Y'all all thinking, how do you know what question to ask? That is a question, and it's a good question. And the reason that question popped into your mind is because you knew there was something you needed to know that you didn't know. So it's the same thing same principle applied when you're talking to another human being. Like, you need to know what's motivating them, or what would motivate them to take uncomfortable action. If you don't know that, you ask. Like, what would you be doing with $300? What would $500 a month of it, an extra income stream? What would that allow your family to do? Like, you just have to ask things that, just if you have in mind, like, I know I need to know their why, and I need to know what objections that's holding them back from taking action, then the questions are gonna all revolve around them, what they're interested in, what motivates them or drives them, what might hold them back. Like, you can literally ask, okay, I definitely think you can, $300, for getting 3 people signed up, totally doable. I have no doubt you can do that. I'm going to support you every step of the way. What do you see as potential hurdles that could possibly keep you from doing that? Let's just say you did want to create an income stream of $500 a month. What do you think might stop you from doing that? Like, what do you think could potentially hold you back? What scares you? Those are questions that I would ask to a new person to draw them out and be able to offer them perspective and get them to take action. All right. So those are the 2 things they need. And then the third thing is they need simplicity. So if you're telling them to do too many things, then they're not going to do any of them. They're going to be in analysis paralysis. They'll probably be overwhelmed. Like, they just need one step. And you need to be really smart with what the one step is. Okay? One step. And what's going to make them money is having a conversation with somebody. So the one step needs to be income producing. So determine what is the first thing you want them to do. And then you have them do that one thing. And then I want to clarify something on the text to earn system versus the mentorship, because those are both great systems that serve different people. Okay. Here's who I would use text to earn for: somebody who is fire engine red personality, who is like very action oriented and has a very high no tolerance and no fear of what people think of them. Like, there's no they don't care if somebody perceives them as a salesperson. They just very high no tolerance, and they want results now, and they're willing to take a lot of action now, and they don't really care what the action is because they don't have a fear of what people think of them. Just so you know, that's about 10% of the population. So that'd be somebody like Christina or Katie Wiggins. Like I said, somebody who's saying, I want to make $300. I'm gonna sign up 3 people. What do I do? Then somebody like that, I'm gonna help them get results immediately. But if I was to put Carissa in the text earn system, she'd be like, I'm out. Text number 1, she would flat out quit. Okay. So because she's way more reserved in her personality. She's going to her strength is going to be connecting with people on a deeper level. She probably got some leadership strengths in there, but I wouldn't say she's going to have a high no tolerance. She cares about people. And because of that, I'm not saying that other people don't care about people, but I'm saying Carissa definitely cares about people and also what people think of her. And so, like, her personality is just very different. Somebody like her, absolutely, I'd put her in the mentorship, because she's going to get vision. She's going to get like the overall, like, lots of information. Like, she can see the bird's eye view of what it means to grow this business, and she'll get the nuts and bolts and then like the action steps to take, but not before she has the full vision. Right? So somebody, unless they are like Christina or Katie, I probably would go the mentorship route. And that's just my personal opinion. There's other strong leaders on here who might see that very differently, or be using text to earn with lots of big people and getting great results with it. I haven't heard of anybody doing that, but they could exist. But I'm just saying that is what I would do as far as onboarding and telling people what the steps are.
I have another follow-up question.
Okay.
Same philosophy on text earn, But I mean, my new Katie is very red, and I did not start her with text to earn either because she's very red, but wants to build freedom. Like she's in it for, she's got the 5 to 10 year plan. And so we went mentorship. Could I have got her silver faster with text to earn? Maybe, but I mean, she went in with mentorship. So she's not interested quick and easy. So mentorship all the way for me too. But I love text to earn for somebody who is flat out saying, I'm not building this business. Here's all the reasons why, whatever. I also have used the text to earn for one person who they have a very successful network marketing business. They're not interested in switching companies, which I would never accept anyway, but they did want to cover the cost of their products. So they wanted to just kind of know what to say to their sisters, their friend, whatever. And I wasn't going to.
On that note, before you switch gears, let me follow that up. I totally agree with everything you're saying about the text to earn. Like what you said about Katie, for example, your level 1, your new level 1 business builder. She just hit silver. She's on her way to senior silver if she hadn't hit already, but
Yeah.
She's definitely dream teamer, like has big goals, and she's action oriented like you, but it's what you said, like she has big goals. And so the mentorship, the value of the mentorship is that it's a solid foundation for somebody who wants to create a stream of income, like a consistent stream of income, even if it's just $500 a month. If they want a consistent $500 a month or more, mentorship, because they've got to learn basic business skills and then like what to do consistently to keep that $500 income stream going, right? But yes, the action oriented people who just want $300 or whatever, and they don't have a fear of what people think, text to earn. That's going to get them results the quickest.
Yeah. Okay. Follow-up question. All of that for how to get someone into action in the beginning. Let's say I've duffed that. I've messed that up. They already said they wanted to do the business, and now I'm noticing resistance. How do I circle back?
Great question. I've also had this conversation this week. So you circle back by revisiting their why. And then being
Maybe I didn't get that.
Huh?
What if I didn't get that? Maybe they said they wanted to do the business and I jumped right into, yes, I'm so glad. Let's go. Let's pretend I messed it all up. How do I circle back?
I think so. They don't have any clue whatsoever, like why the person was interested in the biz.
Maybe not. Just
all right,
that
so
they
we're talking about a person who said they're interested in the biz, just because it sounds.
Well, maybe they said no. Maybe they asked the magic question, like, "Hey, if you like this, you think you'll tell your people you can make $300?" And they said, "Yeah, I'll tell people." What do I tell them? And then we just started answering their how question, but we didn't do any of that. And then they took some action or didn't, and now I don't know what to do now.
So then I would go back and revisit their why, or visit it, not revisit it because it ain't been visited. But
how do I ask
make an initial visit to the why? I would just say, hey, I know, last week when we talked about the $300 or whatever, that was intriguing to you. And of course that excites me because I like to help people make money. I jumped the gun and jumped right into like action. And I didn't pause to actually ask you, what would you do with the $300? So I'm just curious. So that's one approach. Or if they're not responding at all, then you could, again, say something similar to, hey, I know that the $300 interested you last time we talked, and now you're saying like, or maybe something has shifted, and I'm just curious what shifted between the other day and right now. Was it something that I said? Because I definitely don't want to, limit your potential here. I know you could do that, but I also would appreciate and value any honest feedback you have for me. So there's several ways you could approach that. But ultimately, what you want to do is figure out what interested them in the first place. That's where I would start. If you do know why they wanted to do it, then you bring that up. So for example, Autumn has a girl who is a nurse. She's an RN, and she is a single mom, and her daughter's in high school, and she really could use some extra money. But she even expressed like that would provide relief, and that would basically give her some breathing room. So Autumn knew that, and so the girl like started to take some action, and then she stopped because she faced some rejection or things like that. And so then I had Autumn go and like revisit her why with a voice message, and I said, make sure you mention every emotion that she has mentioned to you about, you know, how she currently feels, how she would like to feel. And so Autumn went back to her and said, hey, I know that last week when we talked, you were just saying that $500 would provide you so much relief. Right now, you're feeling stressed out and overwhelmed. And also, you don't have a ton of extra time. So, but because your daughter's in high school and that time is valuable to you. So you want to make the $500 a month, but you're feeling pressure, financial pressure, but also pressure to be attentive to your daughter. And so those are all the ways you're feeling, but how you want to feel is a little bit of breathing room and not take a ton of time in order to achieve that. Has anything shifted for you? Because I believe you could do this. So let me know your thoughts, because last week you were feeling this way, but you wanted to feel this way. And this week I sense that something's wavering, and it's probably something normal that we all deal with. And so I just want to be able to offer you perspective, because I know that $500 a month could really make you feel relief and relieve some of that financial pressure that you're feeling or whatever. So she revisited all the things that the girl had already told her, and the girl responded with like a whole lot of other objections and limiting beliefs that she had inside. And so now we're able to work through these things one by one, because Autumn went back to her why, and she basically restated what she knows the girl is feeling and how she knows the girl wants to feel.
So good. The hidden objections.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask a follow-up question on that?
Yeah.
So what about when they say, oh, I just, I've been praying about it and I just don't feel like I have peace? How do you deal with that one nicely without saying it's actually not God, it's fear? You know what I mean? Anyway, I would love your thoughts.
I would say, who's robbing your peace? Who's robbing your peace? Did you have peace last week? Was she saying she had peace about it before? Like, was she showing excitement, or like, I need context, like what happened before?
Yes, and I've seen this several times, was showing a lot of excitement, loving the fact that she's dreaming again and she hasn't done anything for her, and the extra income would be great. And then she comes back and says, I've been praying about it and I just don't have peace.
Okay. So she was excited about the possibilities and potential here.
Yes.
But then she was praying about it and she doesn't have peace. All right. First thing I'd say is, who is robbing your peace? What's taking the peace away? There's some thought that is taking the peace away. Some thought is producing some anxiousness there. And it's likely, what if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if people think this? What if I can't do it? What if they join somebody else? It's likely a lot of limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's way easier to say something that sounds real spiritual, like, I don't have peace. So I just would dig there. What's robbing your peace? And is it true? What are your thoughts, Michelle?
Well, I love that about what's robbing your peace. I find, and I've had this with different people on my team as well as myself, when you start ascribing everything to the Lord, it can seem like you're arguing with the Lord, and that's not at all what we're trying to do, but really get to the root of what it is. So I love that. What's robbing your peace? There's a thought behind that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah. I would say, who is robbing your peace? What is robbing your peace? What would you need to believe in order to have peace? Those are all questions you can ask that are peace related.
Can I just add a little piece to that? The one thing I would do first and foremost, and I've had this before with people, as you can imagine, even at the altar, is acknowledge that. So, I don't ever want to come between your relationship with you and the Lord, but I do believe it's more of a conversation. And you're absolutely right, Brittany, about it has to do with what they think about it. So that means they're not really bringing it forward to God in the areas of their insecurities, right? So it is a deeper discussion. I think it's worth having, though, especially if it's a builder, because they're going to need that. The enemy's going to come for that every single time otherwise as they walk through this journey. And so I totally agree with what you're saying about what is robbing your peace. What part are you uncomfortable with? And even praying with them about that, because it goes back to the beginning. It is a very uncomfortable action. So what is that? It's keeping me from doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree, Dr. Nina.
I have a question has nothing to do with this. Here, I'll turn my camera on.
Okay.
Okay, so hi. So with this cruise, I've only posted one time and I've only talked to Miss Story one time, but I've had actually 4 people message me that I've never talked to about Plexus before, say, how can I do this? And I was talking to Michelle and Angela earlier today, but I just felt deer in headlights, like, oh my gosh, what do I start with? So I would just love to know your thoughts on like how you start a conversation like that, how you respond to that.
Yes, well, congratulations on having 4 people interested. So, the short answer for them would be, well, you do this by sharing health and happiness with other people with these products, and then teaching them to do the same thing, teaching them how to share health and happiness with people with these products. What are your thoughts on that? Have you, and then start a conversation about how familiar they are with the products, and what have they do they have any experience in sales? I mean, just start asking them some I would give them a short answer, but then I would start asking them some questions. What interests them? Have they ever been on a cruise before? Have they ever done sales before? Like, I just would start asking some questions to see what their why is, and what their thoughts are around the business model. Like, do they even know what this is? Do they understand that we're marketing? Do they understand they'd be selling products? Things like that. That's what I would do. Does that answer your question, Danny?
Sorry, go ahead, unmute. Yes, that does help. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Who else?
I have a question.
Okay.
So I have a lady, and it's similar to what Christina was saying earlier, but this is a lady that I've been talking to for probably about 3 months. Just engaging, pouring into her. She's she lost like over 600 pounds. She did the gastric bypass, but she does a lot of stuff online. And so we've been talking, I'm just bored. Finally, she messaged me Tuesday and said, oh, I'll send her the cruise. And I was like, this is the beginning of that. You could really do this, and you love the Lord, and you could help so many people. And she's like, yes, okay, I'm ready to do it. We were going to meet today at lunch. So this was Tuesday. Today, she messaged me and says, I can't meet for lunch. And I've been praying about it, which she prayed about it before. And she's like, I just don't think Plexus is for me. I compare, so I asked her, I'm doing good. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Tell me what happened between Tuesday and today. Tell me your hesitation. So she came back and she said, well, I've been comparing what I'm doing and Plexus and the prices and all that, and I'd be more comfortable doing something that I'm already doing. And I was like, well, I completely understand that. I said, but can I ask you this? Would you have the community that I've been telling you about? Would you have, I said, my team, and everyone loves the Lord. And like I said, and that's her pain points is having community, because she was hurt really bad doing paparazzi. And I know that it's fear, but it's like, now what do I do? And I've been screenshotting and sending it to Katie, but I'm just like, do I just leave it? Cause I'm like, and I know that's what it is. I know, because when she watched the 6-minute video, and that was her first thing, she said, I don't think that would ever be possible for me. Mm-hmm. So there's already that, but then she was willing to give it a try. And 2 days later, she's like, and it is, she's comfortable with the product she's taking. And so she said, if she was going to, and she's looking for extra money. So she is looking for the business. Mm. But I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, first thing I want to say is, Amy, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You, not only were you on this 2-week streak for having level 1s rank up, which clearly you are doing the right things with the people that you're getting, but you were also on the 4-week streak of enrolling 1 per week. And that's just very impressive. So
Thank you.
way to go on that. I don't know why
Thank you.
you're so dang hard on yourself, but you are clearly learning and growing.
Yeah.
And as far as everything that you described so far with this conversation, I think it was spot on. You asked really good questions. I mean, I couldn't have said any of that better myself. You asked questions I would have asked. And I think the issue here is she just lacks belief in herself.
Yeah.
And so, and that's okay. I think you can continue to communicate that you believe in her potential with specific reasons why.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like what comes to mind for you when I say that? Communicate her potential with specific reasons why. What reasons come to mind for you that you
Well,
could
she's all the time doing lives, and she's a big promoter because she had the geriatric or whatever that called, the bariatric, not geriatric.
Okay.
She had the bariatric surgery. And then she, had obviously, I mean, she lost 600 pounds. I mean, literally, it's like mama thought it was a typo. And I'm like, no, she was really, really big. So she has a lot of skin. So she's done the plastic surgery. So she's a part of a consulting group and she works at the Bone and Joint Institute. So she's got that, but she's all the time doing, lives and posts of encouragement. And I'll just message her and go, thank you for that, because it really hit me. Thank you for that encouragement. And so that's where I know, and that's what I keep telling her is you have such a huge following, and I know that you love the Lord and you want to help people. This would be that avenue. So I feel like I just will continue what I've been doing, because I'm telling you, I've been talking to her for 3 months. And she finally was like, okay, I'm ready. And I knew exactly when I got that message from her and said, I can't meet today. And then I saw the next, before I could even read the line, I was like, fear has set in. I know that's what it is. Because like I said, she's told me several times she was really high up in paparazzi, and there was a lot of, I don't know, some drama or whatever. And she just really got hurt by that. And I think that's what she's afraid of.
Well, I think the fact
So
that you're able to, like, the fact that she canceled the lunch date and you recognized fear has set in.
mhm.
That's leadership. And you recognize I'm going to have to help her navigate this somehow. So your question you're asking right now, it's leadership related. Like, how do I navigate with her through this fear? How do I help her overcome this so I can get her to take action? How would you have responded to the same canceled lunch date 6 months ago?
I'd have been all up in my feelings, like she doesn't like me and she hates me and I've done something wrong.
So I
Yeah.
just want to pause and acknowledge the progress here.
Thank you.
Just want to acknowledge that.
Yep.
Because
I'm very proud of myself. I'm very
I'm
proud of
proud of you
myself.
too.
I know it's not, I've never been like, look at me. I've never been that, but it's like, yes.
Yeah, I mean you're definitely working toward building a jewel business, Amy. So I just want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge the progress, the growth, the learning. And anyway, all right, but to answer your question, you're right, it is fear. So it sounds like you can communicate specific reasons why she would be successful at this. And she's lacking belief in herself, so I would communicate that. But her other objection is she doesn't believe in the products. So is
Right.
she actually using Plexus products yet?
No, she was actually going to join. She was going to
Okay.
join and get started.
Okay. Well, maybe start there. Like,
Okay.
and I would not, like, what is she currently doing? She's saying this is way cheaper, or I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing. What
Well,
is
she
doing?
actually didn't say it was cheaper. She said, I was looking at the products, prices, reviews. I use things now that are similar in many ways. So if I did sell anything, I'd probably do something that I already use and familiar with. And then that's when I went into, I said, that completely makes sense. I said, but do you have the community? And I went into that, and she said, I'm not sure about the community, but I don't want to waste your time. So then she's got,
Mm. But it does not completely make sense though. So that's where we got caught up here. So you're agreeing, you're basically coming into agreement with her that her products are better than our products. And so that does not make any sense, because that ain't true. So we need to dig there. We're gonna lean in right there and ask questions about what products she's using
Okay.
and what results they're giving her so that we can identify a gap. She needs
Okay.
these products. She needs them.
Okay.
So we need to figure
Well,
out
and
why.
I mean, she gave me when she said I'm ready, she gave me a long list of why she wanted to do this, gut health and all that. So I was even thinking about giving her a sample. Of course, you don't really
What
get a whole lot from
symptoms
us.
is she experiencing?
Let me go back.
She's saying, I want to do this for gut health, but that's so vague.
Yeah,
That's
she
like
said,
saying, I want to go to the doctor,
she
but no
said,
specific reason why.
right. She said, I'm interested in selling and being able to make extra income. Long story. I'll have to fill you in. This was about something else. Sorry. I would like to find a product healthier than the store-bought energy drinks for energy and focus. I also would love to focus on gut health and saw that Plexus has a skincare line. If your offer is still to help me, I would like to take you up on that. Also, what are the startup fees? And then that's where we were talking about that she'd be in Baxley today, and we could, and I was like, well, let's do lunch. I can do lunch and all that. And then so I mean, she has like gut health. She wants to eat healthier. I mean, like I said, she's lost this weight. She's doing things to be healthy. So do now I go back and go, well, hey, can we compare what you're doing? Well,
Yes.
I'd love to see what you're doing. Okay.
Yep.
And just let me do some comparisons because we've got product sheets on everything.
I mean, you know what our products would help her with. So I mean, if she's obviously looking for something else, so she's still got some problems she needs solutions for. So she probably doesn't have energy. I mean, I just would ask her, okay, that's great. I'm glad you have found some things that help you with XYZ, but is this helping you with this, and this?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, she needs belief in our products. She needs to know why these products are superior. I think that if she saw the value in our products, and I mean, when I say value, I don't mean like, I don't want her focused on price. So value is what you actually get.
Mm-hmm.
Price is what you pay. They're very different things. And when we're selling our products, we got to focus on the value in order for people to be willing to pay the price, right? If they perceive that the value is greater than the price they pay, then they perceive this is a good deal. I'm doing it. This is a good use of my money because they perceive value. So your role here is get her to perceive the value in our products.
Okay.
And help her to see why the triplex, whatever it is that Plexus would offer her, whatever problems they would solve, then you show her the value in it by showing her what problems will be solved in her life by adding this in. Or
Okay.
replace, she might need to replace some stuff. If she's taking a
Okay.
probiotic, but she's still got cravings and headaches and skin issues and, all these things, then she obviously needs to replace her probiotic with ours. Ours is way better. It's going
Right.
to solve problems for her, help her digestion and things like that. So some things she might need to replace with Plexus products, and then others she might just need to add in.
I just realized that I really have never asked her, and I'd have to go back. Maybe I did ask her 3 months ago, but like what keeps her from feeling her best every day? I need to go back and look because I really, she just told me there, but there may be more things that she's having that those products she's taking now is not dealing with. So maybe I need to go back and look, but then revisit that and just say, hey, I've been thinking about this and, what else do you have going on that maybe these products could help you with that your products don't?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I would do. And add her to the gut health and happiness page so
Okay.
that she can see for herself what all it actually helps people with, like real life stories from people whose lives have been changed. I bet all the stuff that she's over there piecing together for herself, I mean, they ain't gonna have all these stories attached to them like ours do. And
Yeah.
I think what is also important to keep in mind is what's belief building for people about this business opportunity. One of the things is when they have a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
So themselves. So like if she gets in the gut health and happiness page and she's just like, whoa, I didn't know that it was going to help with all this stuff. I actually have a friend who struggles with that, and my mama has this, and and like if she starts thinking, oh, other people need to see what I'm seeing, that's belief building. Like that. So gut health and happiness is definitely a tool that you can use to build her belief and provide her with an experience that she wants to draw other people into as well.
Okay.
And also you're providing her a great experience by caring about her, asking her questions and listening. That's also providing a great experience. And I think if she were to get in that gut health and happiness page, see the stories and things like that, that would be another example of an experience. And then if she were to get on like one of our mentorship calls and just experience our community.
Yeah.
That, I mean, invite her to Monday's call. Well, eat one or the other, not both. I mean, she can get on both. But invite her to experience like what you have experienced.
Yeah.
That is belief building for people.
Yeah.
But start with one thing at a time. Start with me. I
Okay.
just gave you a whole list of things, but start
Right.
with asking, having the conversation about the product situation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question, Amy.
Can I ask a follow-up question about the cruise, like people saying that they want to do the cruise?
Yeah.
Okay, so we find out their why. They're like, yes, I want to do this. It's double credit month and et cetera, et cetera. How would you recommend? Do you plug them into mentorship? Do you have them make a list? Do you want, because if they want to earn the cruise, I mean, we're off and running. What would you suggest their action steps be once they say, yes, I want this?
Yeah, great question, Michelle. So that depends on like what all they're saying. So if their number one goal is earn the cruise, like I want to know that they understand that this is like they earn the cruise by getting sales, and they need to understand what they're selling. So that's like step one. Do they understand that the way they earn it is through selling wellness products, and what do they know about our products? And then as far as double credits, I'm pretty sure that your first month in the contest will be double credits. Like, so if they joined in October, October would be double credits for them too. But yeah, it's double credits for everybody this month. And what I would do if they're very driven to earn a cruise and they're ready to charge hell with a water pistol, then I'd probably do text to earn. Like
Okay.
if they want to get into activity right away, they understand this is sales. You earn the cruise by selling. Here's what you do to sell. Then I probably would do text to earn for somebody like that.
Okay. And somebody who's not like that,
It's not
who
like
wants to earn it, but they're not charge hell with a water pistol, maybe, just different personality, but yes, I want to earn this cruise.
If they want to earn a cruise, they need to get to a place where they're ready to charge hell with a water pistol. So I would be asking a lot of questions to figure out their why. What's motivating them to want a cruise? Can they not afford vacations? Have they never been on a cruise and have always wanted to go on a cruise? Is it just the fact that it's free? Like what's motivating them? I mean, it's all really the same principles. Find their why, identify their objections, and overcome all of those, and then get them into activity that's going to make them money. So it's really the same process. But if they're not ready to charge hell with a water pistol, I would my goal would be to get them ready. But that would be through the process of connecting with their why and overcoming their objections. Because I mean, imagine somebody saying, "You can have the life of your dreams," and like they're showing you how you can have the life of your dreams, but then you don't like as soon as you believe that you're gonna have that's possible, like you're going to be excited, you're going to be ready to take action if you believe that it's possible, right? It really doesn't matter what it is. It could be a cruise, it could be $1 million. If you really believed that that was possible for you, you would go take the action. And so to get them to take the action, again, it's identify what's driving the behavior or what would drive the behavior. Why would they want to take uncomfortable action? Help them to identify any objections or limiting beliefs and give them simple action to take. So I mean, if the conversation turns into, yeah, actually, I mean, a cruise would be great, but so would $500 a month. Then that's very different than, I don't care about a business. I just want the free cruise,
Right.
you know? Which, by the way, if somebody only wants the cruise, I mean, they don't usually have that much staying power if you're not
Right.
connecting with like their deeper vision and overcoming all their objections, because that's just like saying, I want to go to the gym until I lose 20 pounds, but once I lose 20 pounds, I'm going to stop going to the gym, you know?
Right.
So then you'd have to have a new why. And it's deeper. It's deeper than just lose 20 pounds. 20 pounds is an external thing, but if you can go deeper than the external 20 pounds and tie it to their identity and
Mhm.
potential and things like that, then the habit will, it's more likely to sustain. So the business is the same way. Like, a cruise is a very short-term goal.
Right.
It's a short-term goal. It's external, but again, to keep somebody going past that, I mean, it'd be great that if you have people earn the cruise, but is that your long-term
Right.
plan? Like, your long-term vision for this person would be help them get their long-term vision, right? So it's always connect with their deeper why, help them overcome any limiting thoughts or beliefs that are going to hold them back, and like repeat that. Like, it's wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over. Identify their why, overcome objections, give them simple action to take. They're going to take the action, then they're going to face rejection. They're going to experience things that hurts their belief and brings them down to notch or 3. And so it's, again, revisit their why, overcome their objections, and help them overcome limiting beliefs, give them simple action to take. They go take the action, they're going to experience things that hurt their belief. And so again, you revisit their why. It's like wash, rinse, repeat. This is kind of like the process of leadership and mentorship and coaching, and how you help somebody advance through the ranks and stay in it for the long haul. That was a lot, Michelle. I don't even know if I answered your question.
No, that was great. That was
Okay.
great. And actually that just conceptualizes leadership development. So that was perfection. And at that point, once we have the buy-in and they understand and they have a vision for what could be, mentorship is the place for them, so they can start creating the sustainable, they can start creating the life that they want by building a business that will be sustainable and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Well, and can I just point out that that process continues all the way until they're diamond? Like, because
It
at the
continues
rejection,
past diamond.
well, I mean, I hope we get easier by the time we're diamond. I'm sorry.
You don't.
Sorry. But just the pattern of taking back to their why every time, because the rejection might change, or the hurdle might change, or the fear might change, but it's the same. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. So when people say, well, I just don't know how I'm going to be able to get people to emerald. It's like, well, first get them to silver, then you get them to senior silver, then you help them get to gold. So anyway.
Can we all just appreciate for a second those fat rolls on Miranda's baby's thighs? Juicy. I just want to squeeze that baby.
She's talking to you, Lena.
Let me see the facts.
I have. Look at her poor forehead. She keeps catching herself with her forehead because she won't let go of her baby doll when she trips.
Blessed. Well, listen, I don't like when you say fat rolls as soon as I finish speaking, Brittany. I was like, what?
No, I'm talking about Miranda's baby. I was distracted by the juiciness.
I have one more clarifying question of all of this, and maybe you said it and I just missed it because there's a lot of stuff. So you've hold on, I'm opening my notes. So you've figured out their why, you've asked questions there, you've handled objections, you've asked questions to draw out limiting beliefs, and then you mentioned like one simple step. Is that before you go into the text system or the mentorship? Like, would you maybe be like, okay, let's send some messages first and like see if they actually do that? Or would you plug them into one of the systems?
I probably would plug them into one of the systems. That's what I
Okay.
would do. Depending on the person, I would plug them into one of the systems. Step one for me would be, I'm gonna send you something. For me, it would usually be guide 1. And once you do this, then let's chat. Unless hear what your thoughts are.
Okay.
Unless there's like a strong sense of urgency, like they need to make money like real quick, and all the reasons we've already listed about the text to earn, then I probably would do text to earn. But yeah, the step would be I'm gonna sell them on the system I'm about to plug them into.
Okay.
And when I say sell them on it, again, it goes back to value. Mentorship, it takes time. It's time consuming. So I like in order for me to sell someone that this is worth the resources that it's going to take from them in order to consume it, it's not dollars. I'm not trying to sell them on, get their dollars. I'm trying to get their time and attention, but I have to sell the value of it by saying something like, this is going to teach you everything that you need. It's the simplest way to learn everything you need to know to earn an extra $1,000 a month. Like, I'm going to sell them on the value. Just like with the products, I would say, this is going to solve XYZ problems in exchange for your $125 or $150, right? So I'm always selling people on the value of what I'm trying to get them to do, whether it's sell a product, sell the system I'm about to plug them into. I'm selling the value. The value is this is going to help you get what you said you want. And so I would identify which system I'm going to plug them into, and I'd sell them on the value of that. Does that make sense, Miranda?
Yes, very much. I think that might be one of my missing steps is I'm asking questions, I'm figuring out their objections, and then I'm plugging them into the mentorship, but I'm not probably explaining why that's going to be so valuable to them.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they're like kind of
They're not
gone.
taking any action.
Not gone, but just not taking action.
Yeah.
So okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we have 3 minutes. Anybody have something quick? Okay, well, I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes back because I have an advisory board call starting in 3 minutes and I need to go potty because it's a 2-hour call. So thank y'all for hopping on this morning. Hope it was helpful, and I will see y'all Monday. Bye.